She was quoted as saying, "I wonder whether you would ask that of a man. I realize as a woman we get asked different questions than men do. What do you no.
Cathy Engelbert has officially sealed her own fate as WNBA Commissioner. Adam Silver has seen enough. This is enough. This is absolute insanity. After the Sports Business Journal dropped the bomb that Engelbert had zero plans to suspend Alyssa Thomas for putting her fist on Caitlin Clark's throat during that loose ball scramble in the Fever Mercury game, until Adam Silver himself stepped in and forced her hand, the writing is no longer on the wall. The writing is carved into stone. Cathy Engelbert is done, finished, cooked. And I want every single person watching this video to understand exactly how we got here, exactly what Adam Silver just did, and exactly why Cathy Engelbert's days as commissioner are now being counted in weeks, not years. Welcome back. This is Channel Name. And today we are documenting the exact moment the WNBA leadership crisis went from whispered hallway conversations to a full-blown public execution, and why Caitlin Clark, the golden goose who saved this league, is finally getting the protection she deserved from day one. Let me be entirely clear with you. This is not about one incident. This is about a catastrophic, undeniable pattern of failure that has been building since the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto a WNBA court. And the establishment, the people who actually run this league, just watched Adam Silver pull the emergency brake before Cathy Engelbert drove the entire operation off a cliff. Now, before I walk you through every single detail of this disaster, I need to tell you something. The receipts I am about to lay out are not speculation. They are not hot takes. They are documented, time-stamped, and absolutely damning. And by the time we get to the 9-minute mark of this video, you are going to see exactly why Adam Silver's intervention was not just necessary. It was the only thing standing between Cathy Engelbert and total professional annihilation.
Press conference at NBA Summer League, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said he was pleased with the current state of the WNBA and the tremendous progress it has made under WNBA.
Here is what we know. According to the Sports Business Journal report that dropped this week, Cathy Engelbert, WNBA Commissioner since 2019, the woman who has been at the helm during the most explosive growth period in league history, had absolutely no intention of suspending Alyssa Thomas for the throat incident involving Caitlin Clark. None, zero. She was prepared to let it slide, to do nothing, to sit on her hands while the league's biggest star, the player who single-handedly dragged the WNBA into mainstream relevance, absorbed yet another brutal, unpunished attack on national television. And then Adam Silver, NBA Commissioner, the man who runs the league that actually turns a profit and has been subsidizing the WNBA losses year after year after year, had to stop his own business, walk across the organizational chart, and tell Cathy Engelbert to do her job. He had to implore her. That is the word the report used. Implore, not suggest, not recommend, implore. Because without Adam Silver stepping in, Alyssa Thomas walks away clean. Without Adam Silver stepping in, the league office releases a gutless statement about reviewing the play and then buries it in the news cycle. Without Adam Silver stepping in, Caitlin Clark gets thrown to the wolves one more time while Cathy Engelbert hides behind corporate doublespeak and pretends everything is fine. Let me say that again so it sinks in for every single person watching this video. The WNBA Commissioner, the woman whose entire job is to protect the integrity of the league and the safety of its players, was not going to suspend Alyssa Thomas until her boss made her do it. That is not leadership, that is sabotage. And you know what makes this even more infuriating? Cathy Engelbert had just started to claw back a shred of public support. After Nafisa Collier absolutely blasted her during the CBA negotiations, after the players' union called her out publicly, after she became a punching bag on social media for weeks, people were starting to think, you know what, maybe Cathy is not the problem. Maybe the players are being unreasonable. Maybe we were too hard on her. And then she does this. She pokes her head out from under that rock. And the first thing she does is prove every single critic right. Ever since the CBA deal got done, every time Cathy Engelbert appears in public, she gets booed. At games, at press conferences, at the draft. That is not a good look. That is not sustainable. That is a commissioner who has lost the room, lost the players, lost the fans. And now, after this report, she has lost Adam Silver's protection.
She was quoted as saying, "I wonder whether you would ask that of a man. I realize as a woman we get asked different questions than men do. What do you no.
Now here is where the story gets even wilder. On Tuesday night, during a press conference at NBA Summer League, Adam Silver was asked directly about Cathy Engelbert's future with the league. And listen closely to what he said. He said, quote, "I think Cathy continues to do a strong job building the league, but then, and this is the part that matters, he was completely non-committal when asked if she would remain in her role. He said the NBA and WNBA are having ongoing discussions about what the future looks like. Ongoing discussions. Let that phrase sit with you for a second. During the CBA negotiations, Adam Silver was hellbent on defending Cathy Engelbert. He said there were no plans to move on from her. He backed her publicly. He stood by her decisions. But now it is ongoing discussions about the future. That is corporate speak for we are figuring out how to fire her without it looking like a disaster. That is the language you use when you are managing someone out of a job. That is the beginning of the end. Cathy Engelbert is as good as fired right now. Cathy Engelbert is done. She is a well-done steak, overcooked, finished. It is a wrap. And I want you to understand exactly how we got here, because this is not just about one bad decision. This is about a commissioner who has failed at every single critical juncture since Caitlin Clark arrived. She did nothing to prepare the league for the explosion in popularity that Caitlin brought. She did nothing to protect Caitlin from the relentless physical targeting she faced all season long. She did nothing to capitalize on the record-breaking viewership, the sold-out arenas, the unprecedented media attention. And now, when the league's golden goose, the player who lifted all boats, the tide that raised every franchise's revenue, gets choked out on live television, Cathy Engelbert wanted to do absolutely nothing about it. Again, just like she has done nothing every other time it mattered, and I have been documenting this for months. I told you this was coming. I told you the league office was asleep at the wheel. I told you Cathy Engelbert was in over her head. The receipts are in my last 3 videos, go check them. Every single prediction I made about this commissioner's incompetence has come true. Every single one.
Press conference at NBA Summer League, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said he was pleased with the current state of the WNBA and the tremendous progress it has made under WNBA.
Let me walk you through exactly what happened with the Alyssa Thomas incident, because the details matter. During a loose ball scramble in the Fever Mercury game, Alyssa Thomas, Phoenix Mercury forward, WNBA veteran, someone who absolutely knows better, put her fist on Caitlin Clark's throat, not her chest, not her shoulder, her throat, like it was a couch armrest, like Caitlin was a piece of furniture. The play was not called a foul during the game. The referees missed it. The league office had to review it after the fact. And when they did, they retroactively upgraded it to a flagrant 2 and suspended Alyssa Thomas for one game, for choking the league's biggest star on national television. 1 game, and even that pathetic, embarrassing, gutless 1-game suspension only happened because Adam Silver forced Cathy Engelbert's hand. Because according to the Sports Business Journal report, Engelbert had no plans to suspend Thomas at all. 0. She was going to let it go. She was going to sweep it under the rug. She was going to protect the establishment and throw Caitlin Clark to the wolves one more time. And when the WNBA office was asked about this report, you know what they said? They called it absolutely false. Absolutely false. That is the official statement, but here is the problem. Alyssa Thomas herself said she did not even know she was suspended until 10 minutes before it was announced on social media. 10 minutes. That means the league office was scrambling. That means they were not planning to do anything until someone, Adam Silver, stepped in and said, "What are you doing? Suspend her now." And you know what Cathy Engelbert did during all of this? She hid. She ducked the media. She avoided accountability. Radio host Dan Patrick, who was at the same golf tournament as Engelbert last week, had an interview scheduled with her. She agreed to it. She was playing golf nearby during his show. And then she ghosted him for 2 hours. Completely unprofessional, completely cowardly. Completely on brand for a commissioner who has spent the last year running away from every hard question, every uncomfortable moment, every opportunity to actually lead. She said it with cameras rolling at the WNBA draft. When asked about Adam Silver's comments and her future with the league, Cathy Engelbert looked directly into the camera and said, quote, "I wonder whether you would ask that of a man. I realize as a woman we get asked different questions than men do. Let me say that back to you in case you missed it." Cathy Engelbert, after months of catastrophic leadership failures, after letting Caitlin Clark get targeted without consequences, after Adam Silver had to step in and do her job for her, tried to deflect criticism by playing the gender card, by suggesting that the only reason people are questioning her competence is because she is a woman. No. This is not about you being a woman, Cathy. This is about you doing a piss-poor job. This is about you failing to protect the league's most valuable asset. This is about you sitting on your hands while Caitlin Clark, the player who saved your league, who brought in the ratings, who sold out the arenas, who made every franchise more money than they have ever seen, got brutalized on national television. And when your boss had to step in and tell you to suspend the player who choked her, you hid. You ducked the media. You played the victim. That is not leadership. That is disgraceful. And I am not going to sit here and allow you to play the because I am a woman game when the real issue is that you have been an absolute disaster since Caitlin Clark arrived. You had one job: protect the golden goose, capitalize on the momentum, lead the league into its biggest era of growth, and you failed. Spectacularly, repeatedly, undeniably. Now let me escalate this for you, because we need to talk about the tactical failure that led us to this exact moment. When Alyssa Thomas put her fist on Caitlin Clark's throat, Cathy Engelbert had a choice. She could have acted immediately. She could have suspended Thomas for multiple games. She could have sent a message to every player in the league that targeting Caitlin Clark, the player who brought unprecedented attention and revenue to the WNBA, would result in swift, severe consequences. She could have protected her star. She could have protected the league's credibility. She could have done her job. Instead, she did nothing. She waited. She hesitated. She hoped it would blow over. And when the outrage on social media became impossible to ignore, when the headlines started piling up, when the pressure became unbearable, she still did nothing. Until Adam Silver stepped in. Until the man who runs the profitable league subsidizing her failing league told her to suspend Alyssa Thomas. And even then, she only suspended her for 1 game. 1 game, that is not discipline. That is a slap on the wrist. That is a message to every player in the league that you can choke Caitlin Clark and miss 1 game. That is not coaching. That is not leadership. That is sabotage. And this is not the first time. Let me walk you through the pattern of behavior that has defined Cathy Engelbert's tenure as commissioner. When Caitlin Clark was getting hammered game after game during her rookie season, when Chennedy Carter body-checked her, when Derica Hamby threw elbows, when Angel Reese taunted her after every whistle, Cathy Engelbert said nothing, did nothing, issued no statements, handed out no suspensions, let the targeting continue unchecked. When the WNBA viewership exploded because of Caitlin, when arenas sold out for the first time in league history, when merchandise sales skyrocketed, Cathy Engelbert was unprepared. The league had no plan to capitalize on the momentum, no expanded media deals ready to go. No infrastructure to handle the demand. They were caught flat-footed. Again, when Nafisa Collier publicly called out Engelbert during the CBA negotiations, when the Players' Union accused her of mismanaging the league's finances, when the entire basketball world was watching to see how she would respond, Cathy Engelbert hid. She avoided interviews. She canceled appearances. She let her deputy commissioners do the talking while she played golf and hoped the storm would pass. 3 times, 3 identical failures. 3 times Caitlin Clark and the league's future paid the price. And every single time, Cathy Engelbert chose inaction over leadership, chose silence over accountability, chose self-preservation over doing what was right. And let me tell you who else is complicit in this disaster. The WNBA front office, the deputy commissioners who have watched Cathy Engelbert fumble every major decision and said nothing, the public relations team that keeps issuing those gutless corporate statements that say absolutely nothing, the team owners who have profited off Caitlin Clark's popularity but refuse to publicly demand better leadership from the league office. Every single one of them stayed silent. Every single one of them enabled this disaster. Every single one of them watched Caitlin Clark get targeted, brutalized, and disrespected, and they did nothing. And every single one of them is going to have to answer for it because the receipts are coming. The interviews are coming. The insider reports are coming. And when the full story of Cathy Engelbert's catastrophic tenure as WNBA commissioner is finally written, every enabler who stayed silent is going to be named, documented, exposed. Now let me tell you what this has cost Caitlin Clark. Because while Cathy Engelbert has been hiding from accountability, while Adam Silver has been cleaning up her messes, while the league office has been issuing meaningless statements, Caitlin has been absorbing the consequences. She has been the target. She has been the punching bag. She has been the player who brought unprecedented attention to the WNBA and got brutalized for it. Game after game, week after week, month after month, and what has she lost? She has lost the ability to play basketball without looking over her shoulder. She has lost the protection that every other superstar in every other professional league receives as a matter of course. She has lost the benefit of competent leadership that would have turned her rookie season into a celebration instead of a survival test. That is what Caitlin Clark's prime is being burned for, so that Cathy Engelbert can avoid hard conversations, so that the establishment can protect its own, so that the league office can prioritize optics over justice. And I am telling you right now that era is over. Adam Silver just ended it. The moment he stepped in and forced Cathy Engelbert to suspend Alyssa Thomas, he sent a message. The message is this: the WNBA commissioner is no longer trusted to protect the league's most important asset. The message is this: Adam Silver is watching. The message is this: Cathy Engelbert's days are numbered. Tuesday night at NBA Summer League during a press conference, Adam Silver said he was pleased with the current state of the WNBA and the tremendous progress it has made under Cathy Engelbert, but was noncommittal when asked about Engelbert's future with the league. Noncommittal. That is the word that matters, because during the CBA negotiations, Adam Silver was not noncommittal. He was definitive. He said there were no plans to move on from Cathy Engelbert. He defended her publicly. He backed her decisions. But now he is having ongoing discussions about what the future looks like. Let me translate that for you. Ongoing discussions means they are figuring out the exit strategy. Ongoing discussions means they are negotiating the terms of her departure. Ongoing discussions means Cathy Engelbert is being managed out of the commissioner role, and the only question left is when the announcement drops and who replaces her. And here is the receipt nobody on TV will play for you because of what it proves. Adam Silver is not just concerned about Cathy Engelbert's leadership. He is actively intervening. He is stepping into WNBA decisions. He is overriding the commissioner's judgment. That does not happen unless the person in charge has completely lost the confidence of the ownership structure. That does not happen unless the situation is dire. That does not happen unless the commissioner is on her way out. Now let me lay out the verdict. And I am not giving you one prediction. I am giving you 5. 5 stake predictions that you can come back and check in the comments of this video. 5 receipts that will prove whether I was right or whether I was wrong. 5 specific, documentable claims that are going to define the next chapter of this story. And I want every single person watching to save this video, because when these predictions come true, you are going to want the receipts. Prediction number 1. Cathy Engelbert's job security. If Cathy Engelbert is still WNBA commissioner by the start of the 2026 season, I want every single person to come back to this video and roast me in the comments. She will not make it that long. The ongoing discussions Adam Silver mentioned are not about whether she stays. They are about when she leaves and how the league manages the transition. Mark this prediction: Cathy Engelbert will be gone before the next WNBA season tips off. Prediction number 2, Caitlin Clark's next move. On the day Cathy Engelbert's departure is officially announced, we are going to see Caitlin Clark release a statement. It will be carefully worded, it will be diplomatic, but it will make one thing absolutely clear. She is relieved, she is vindicated, and she is ready to move forward under new leadership. Save this clip. That statement is coming. Prediction number 3, the WNBA next commissioner. Adam Silver is not going to let the WNBA board pick the next commissioner without heavy input from the NBA side. The next person in that role will be someone with NBA experience, someone who understands how to manage a star-driven league, someone who will prioritize player safety and league growth over protecting the establishment. Watch the next 8 weeks. The shortlist is already being assembled. Prediction number 4, the media narrative. Within 72 hours of Cathy Engelbert's departure being announced, we are going to see a wave of insider reports detailing all the behind-the-scenes failures that led to her removal. The stories that reporters have been sitting on about her mismanagement during the Caitlin Clark era, about her inability to handle the CBA negotiations, about her refusal to take accountability are going to flood the news cycle. The article is already written. It is just waiting for the official announcement. Prediction number 5, the league's trajectory. The 2026 WNBA season is going to be the most successful in league history, not because of Cathy Engelbert, but because she will finally be gone. The new commissioner will capitalize on the Caitlin Clark momentum that Engelbert wasted. Viewership will hit new records, sponsorship deals will multiply, and the narrative will shift from the WNBA is a charity case to the WNBA is a legitimate growth property. Mark this video, that is exactly what is going to happen. And here is the closing emotional beat that I need every single person watching this video to understand. Right now, as I am recording this, Caitlin Clark is preparing for her next game. She is in the gym, she is running drills, she is doing the work. And she is doing it knowing that the league she saved, the league that owes its current relevance entirely to her talent, her work ethic, her star power, finally has leadership that will protect her. Because Adam Silver just proved that he is willing to step in. He is willing to override Cathy Engelbert. He is willing to do what the WNBA commissioner refused to do. Caitlin Clark is getting justice, not because Cathy Engelbert suddenly grew a spine, but because Adam Silver forced her hand. And when the next commissioner takes over, Caitlin is going to play in a league that actually values her, that actually protects her, that actually capitalizes on what she brings to the table. That is the future. And Cathy Engelbert will not be part of it. Now here is what I need from you. Drop your most honest take in the comments. Is Cathy Engelbert the worst commissioner in WNBA history, or is there someone else who deserves that title? Pick a side, defend it. I want to see the arguments, and while you are down there, save this comment. I just predicted that Cathy Engelbert will be gone before the 2026 season starts. If I am right by opening night, come back and tell me. If I am wrong, roast me, I will take the heat. But I am telling you right now, I am not wrong. The receipts are coming, and tag the friend who keeps telling you Cathy Engelbert is doing a great job. Make them watch this video. Make them explain how a commissioner who had to be forced by her boss to suspend a player for choking the league's biggest star is somehow competent. I will wait. And here is what is coming next. Tomorrow we are breaking down the fallout from Adam Silver's press conference comments and what the WNBA ownership group is saying behind closed doors about Cathy Engelbert's future. If you are not subscribed, you are going to miss it. Hit the bell. The next video drops in 24 hours and it is going to have insider details that nobody else is reporting. This is channel name. We will see you in the next video.